Hello, it's Mary Lou here, and I have a new journal to share with you. Now, when you look at it, you're going to say, that's not a new journal. Mary Lou, you just did that one. You're right, but this is Cottage Lane Deux. I love this kit, and so I made another one, and this one's different in many ways than the one that I made previously. This one is 7.5 by 5.5. That's the same. It's a 2-inch spine. That's the same. It has 3 signatures. I think that's the same. It's got a lot of ribbons and lace and tulle, all kinds of pretty things there. It's a recycled food box that has multiple layers of 110-pound cardstock and some 60-pound cardstock. Anyway, this is the cover. That's pretty much the same layers of what do you call it? Ranger multi-matte medium for this and for the spine. So you can see the spine under there and for the back. This lace is so beautiful. I did 2 rows of the rose lace. And then I had this one little piece of this beautiful peach color. And I thought, oh, that looks great. So we'll do that. As you can see, there's lots of fringe on the bottom. Another thing I like to do, it has a tie closure here with the eyelets. So let me show you inside. I used, again, NectarsCreations Cottage Lane Volume 1. And to that, I did add, I will put a link down. Well, I can't put a link. Well, I can put a link here at my video, on the video, of Iralamijashop, her shop, Iralamijashop it's called, and CalicoCollage. There's some library cards. And I used a couple of photos from Mrs. Cogg's, her Pink in the Garden, and one from her Rodout's Roses. So, and I used my kit. You can see I used it a couple of places in here. This is Victorian Rose, and I thought it went so nicely with the kit, and it was just what I needed. So there, and I'll tell you now, this one's already sold. It sold before I even made the video. I left strings on this as I did a lot of sewing again. So here's some beautiful ribbon here. There's some little lace there. There's a double layered pocket. In the back is the tag that everybody loved with this die from Tattered Lace. And it's, I'll look up the name again. On the back I put, this is where the story begins, also from my Victorian Rose kit. And then this is from Mrs. Cogg. So pretty. It fits in with the theme of cottages and roses and birds and butterflies and all that fun stuff. I used a lot of glittery stuff. It's called Winkastella. It doesn't come off. Well, I guess it does. I see it on my finger. But anyway, it's, you apply it with, it's like a brush. In the second layer down here, there's a little card and a ticket, and then a frame, one of the frames from the kit. I used some pretty of these fibers, the pretty fibers. I get my fibers from either the Papered Soul or from Denise at Tattered Rose. And Papered Soul is Laura. I'm looking at a rose. Laura from the Papered Soul, and then Denise from Tattered Dream. Those are the shops I usually use. I did a little bit of stenciling and stamping, so there's some stenciling of a rose. The kinds of papers I used Red River 26-pound photo mat for my printed pages. That's what these are. It gives a good vibrant color. And this side, it's only one-sided, but this side still prints really nicely. I also, for the cover, used Red River 60-pound linen photo mat paper, because it just gives that beautiful color that I love, and I think you like. I also use coffee dyed papers. I used some Lindy's and some Glimmer Mist and sprayed copy paper, and so and I sprayed some cardstock, so you'll see some butterflies in here. And I also used vellum. So here's some bags. Here's a bag. the rose, and I used some washi tape. There's a card from the kit. That's one of the cottages in the kit. I added other cottages to this kit as well. This wasn't a DT project, so I had a little more liberty to do some other things. There's another card from the kit. It fits right in the little envelope that I created. And there's one of my sprayed pages. Isn't that beautiful with all that sparkle and shine? A new stamp set. There's a library card pocket. Some lace. It also is open to the back, so you could put something there. I didn't, but there's one of Redoubt's roses from Mrs. Cog's shop. Some Tim Holtz little birdies and butterflies are in here. Here's a piece of vellum from the kit. I just printed one of the pages on vellum, and it's beautiful. A little bit of roses from the kit that I cut out. Here's a little tuck spot. And more lace. Another little pocket. Corner pocket with Cottage. And then a card with a quote. And then a tag. And more stenciling back there. The same poem I put in the other one called Quaint. It's about a little small wooden cottage. Here's a pocket that I made from one of the square doilies that I get from Denise's shop. And there's one of my butterflies made with the sparklies, and this is sparkled up with Wink of Stella. And there's one of my new stamps. Down in the little pocket, there's a card. And I'll just lay that there. And then this vellum envelope and a little card. So we'll just lay those there. Some more stamping and some more of the beautiful paper that I sprayed. Here's the center of the first signature. So over on this side we have a pocket. And there's a card with a quote, a cottage, and then one of my funky little cards that I make out of a file folder and a embossing folder. And then one of the flowers from the kit. Okay, there's some hearts on a string, a couple of those. And on the side pocket over here with lots of lace, there's this tag or card, and then this one with some lace on the side to look pretty as it sticks out of the pocket. Okay, and then there's some more spraying. There's some of my grid paper, copy dyed paper. Another quote. A tuck spot for another cottage photo or picture, or painting, whatever. I fussy cut out some little girls and put them on some of the pages, so she's on that page. And there's a rose over here. And here's a little, there's a clip with some tulle on it, and there's a flip open pocket with lines so the owner can write there. And in the side pocket there's the jar from the kit and another cottage picture not from the kit. There you can see some of that beautiful paper. Here's another bag. This time it opens up to the top, so you got a tag there. Put that there. Some more lined paper. Here's a flip page. Lots of coffee dyeing there with a little butterfly and some fibers and a doily. And here's a photo or a painting of a window with roses. Lots of roses in here. And this is a ticket from Laura's shop, the papered sole. There's a little tag or a card and another one. Lots of places for the new owner to write. I hope she enjoys that. Little butterfly stamped. End of the first signature, beginning of the second. In this pocket is a die that I have that I cut. And so in the pocket is a little dress. This is from Iralamijashop, or Iralamijashop, I guess it's called. There's another tag with some lace down the side. Then the other side of that bag, and in here there's a beautiful picture of a little cottage by a lake or river. And here's an altered garment tag, and in the back's a little card or a tag, or that's a card. Anyway, I just did some sewing on the sides and put it in there. Okay, there's that pink page, a beautiful butterfly that I got. It's very dimensional, so very pretty. Here's a library, kind of a library pocket. This, yeah, it is kind of, sort of. Here you go. It's that way. Okay, so those are tucked up in there, and then this one, there's a long one up in there, kind of like a bookmark. Another little girl on a vellum page. Look at these pages. Nectaria, you do such beautiful work. Some more of a piece of crocheted bookmark that I found at a thrift store. There's some pretty picture of a cottage with a gal walking by her rose garden. And this flips up, this flips down, so you got a place to write here. And a butterfly from Tim Holtz, another coffee dyed page with some stamping on it. Here's another little one of my envelopes I make with the doily, square doily. And then here's a little tiny spot here, another card. Just leave that there. Here's a side pocket. This is the rose from Tattered. It's a rose die from Tattered Lace. And a card. So beautiful. Those same, if I'd made that the same way as I described the butterfly one. More of that spraying. Some more quotes. Okay, here's the belly band, and it does say, when I have my glasses on, it does definitely say Cottage Lane here. This time I put some eyelet behind it. Here's a little booklet I made. And it's filled. I put lots of paper in this one to give just one more spot for the person who bought it to write. You can put some sparkly paper in there. And some hearts on a string. So there's a lot of paper in that one. I'll leave that there. The doily. Some more vellum with a little gal glued down. Here's another one of the side pockets that opens up for you to journal in. And it has, in a pocket, it has it's a file folder, a mini file folder, and an envelope that I created in vellum with a card that opens up inside. So little secret place to do some journaling. Some more of the pretty spraying. There's another vellum, or excuse me, a glassine bag that I just opened up on the top. And here's a little one with a butterfly on it and a tag in there. Let's see if I left it. I did leave it open in the back, so it can be used there as well. There you go. Okay, end of second signature, on to the third. Lots more lace. Here's another pocket. We've got some old vintage. I don't know if this was part of a doily. I don't remember anymore because I think this is all I have left. So this went the last piece to her. Yep. And so here we have a couple of cards, 15 Cottage Lane. And this one has a William Shakespeare quote about roses. And then we have two little bags. I used some washi here. There's two little glassine bags and cards. And then here as well, there's another tag or card. I won't take the time now. Okay, another bag. This one has another cottage with some old lace on it, sewn on it. And there's another, this one's a little booklet. This one's stapled together. Since it was short, I could do that. You know, not very wide. There you go. So it has various kinds of paper, some of the shiny and lined. There you go. That's that one. Some more lace. Here's a sideways belly band with a little stopper, and it's got this large tag. I enlarged it in a software program. There you go. Pretty lace on the side. There's some more vellum. Now, I took a sheet from, I think, A Letter to Rose. So also a Nectaria's kit, but I thought that would be beautiful in here as well. So there's some more of that crocheted bookmark. Okay, here's a frame that's in the kit, and in it I put this one. So that's pretty, and you can journal in that. And this one, I accidentally printed it wrong. What I ended up doing is I printed the page first and then ran it through the pink lines, and so it got, the pink was on this side, so it made it more pink, but I thought it was still usable, so she can use it or she can toss it, whichever she prefers. I'd keep it because it's still pretty. The roses, more quotes, and pretty sparkly paper, stamping. Here's the center of the second. Here's one of my little blouse pockets. Inside, it's a little card from the kit. Lots of roses in this kit. And then there's, I cut that from a page of the kit, and this is this comes from CalicoCollage. It's one of her library cards. I think I used several of them in here. Here's a little side pocket that I attached to this larger pocket that's also punched. I got one of the Super 8, the mini Super 8 punches, so I'm practicing with that one. So there's a little card in there with some lace on it and a little ticket from Laura's shop, a pampered soul. And here's a little tiny envelope. Well, not tiny, but little. And it has a card in it for more journaling space. And then back here is a large tag that I made. Decoupage this napkin on there. Love the leaves on that. Here's a little tuck spot that I stitched on with a doily and a little circle from the kit. There's some more. And here's another library card, and I loved this picture. She looked like she was being welcomed in or welcoming people to outside. There's the other side of that page from Nectar's kit. Beautiful blue paper, and that's something. It's blue-green actually. So here's another side pocket of a doily or a glassine envelope. There's another Cottage. Oh. There's another card. This card comes in the kit from Cottage Rose or Cottage Lane. It has remember and notes on it. So those are in there. Then there's another little side pocket, the paper clip. It opens up for journaling. And inside is this time card. And behind the time card's a little pocket with that in it. I don't think I did stamping. I didn't do a lot of stamping on the back. I figured the gal that bought it might want to do that. So we let her do it. Uh-oh. There. And then also this little card, Vintage Finds. There's another pocket with a flip. Some more of the pretties, the fibers. There's a cottage like the one on the front with some little pink trim on it and a tiny envelope. Now this one's little, and it's a card, and it's vellum. The envelope is. Back here I had an extra piece of this, so I put it in for her. And this large tag. And that's the end of it. Here's the back page where there's a a library pocket. I think I see it. Nope, I didn't. So stuff can be put in there as well. There's a tag. There's my signature and another little card. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. News, if you haven't heard already, I have closed my Etsy shop. I have a new website. It's all up and running, and I hope you'll stop by and take a look. And I'll put the link down below. So if you want to find my journals now, the best place is here on YouTube to watch for them. If you are subscribed, you can also click on the little bell next to the subscription icon. Click the bell, and that will notify you, if you have your notifications turned on, when my videos go up. I also have a new page on Facebook called Porch Swing Designs / Mary Lou, and then the website. So I'll put all that information down below. I hope you'll stop by, check us out. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.